It sounds like a joke. Hey, did you hear about what vanished in a small Russian town? Not a car, not a statue, something bigger, much bigger. It disappeared, quietly. No one saw it leave, no alarm was raised. Just one morning, it was gone. In the Khabarovsk region of Russia near the village of Sosnovka, locals woke up to find something strange. An old landmark, massive, metallic, and rooted in decades of history, had vanished without a trace. At first, people thought it had been removed by the city. Some believed it collapsed in the night. Others thought it was being renovated. But the truth was stranger than all of that, because someone had stolen it. Not a piece, not a part, the whole thing. An entire 50-ton steel bridge, taken apart and hauled away, piece by piece. And yes, they nearly got away with it. The bridge in question was an old, unused railway structure that once crossed the Umanka River near the village of Sosnovka. It hadn't seen a train in years, rusted, forgotten, just sitting there. But to scrap metal thieves, it was a gold mine. Steel was selling for about 12 rubles per kilogram. That meant the bridge, weighing around 56 tons, could be worth nearly 1,000,000 rubles, roughly $15,000 USD. The bridge was 75 feet long and built of solid Soviet-era steel, with large beams riveted into a wide truss. It was supported by thick concrete footings and large bolts sunk deep into the riverbed. It had weathered floods, ice storms, and decades of corrosion, but it didn't survive 3 nights with thieves and blowtorches, and that was all the motivation they needed. Local rumors claimed that the bridge had once been used during wartime, and that a Soviet emblem was still faintly visible on one of the side panels. Some said it was haunted, others called it a relic. To the thieves, it was just 50 tons of profit waiting to be hauled away. The area was remote, no security patrols, no surveillance cameras, just a river, some old rail lines, and a rusted span of steel that no one cared about anymore, at least no one official. Sometime in early May 2018, locals noticed something strange. The bridge was getting shorter. At first, it looked like routine maintenance. A few guys in safety vests, trucks, welding torches. They even had reflective tape, helmets, and cones. One witness said they looked more official than the actual city workers. But then, it just vanished. Within days, the entire span was gone, not dismantled neatly, just cut into chunks and hauled away. Chunks of steel were dragged over the muddy riverbank using heavy-duty winches and chains. Locals recalled the faint sound of grinding in the night, but assumed it was roadwork. They didn't think much of it until someone asked a simple question: "Where's the bridge?" Authorities were skeptical at first. "Are you sure it's gone?" one officer allegedly asked. But it was gone. Support beams, rivets, girders, all stripped and taken. There were scorch marks on the concrete bases, signs of cutting torches. Broken bolts littered the riverbank. Someone had even swept the access road, likely to remove tire tracks. Police launched a criminal investigation. They didn't even have a crime scene, just empty space where a bridge used to be. They brought in structural engineers to confirm the bridge hadn't collapsed or washed away. It hadn't. It had been surgically removed. Investigators took soil samples, searching for fuel residue. They canvassed nearby farms for witnesses. They even checked drone footage posted by hobbyists in the area, just in case the theft had been accidentally recorded from the sky. But there was nothing. It didn't take long to find suspects. A group of local men in their 30s and 40s had rented cranes and flatbed trucks under false names. They posed as municipal workers, forged documents, and even wore uniforms. They registered a fake construction company to back up their story. They even printed fake invoices that claimed they were performing emergency infrastructure removal. They arrived at the site at night between midnight and 4 a.m., lit the area with portable flood lamps, and cut the bridge apart using handheld oxyacetylene torches. For 3 straight nights, they worked under cover of darkness, cutting the structure down section by section, and no one stopped them because it looked official. They hauled the pieces to a nearby scrapyard and sold the steel in batches to avoid suspicion. It worked for a while. One local said, "They were waving at people as they worked. We thought they were fixing something." Local police officers traced the plates on the delivery truck, and within days, the fake paperwork unraveled. Investigators found welding gear, acetylene tanks, angle grinders, and bolt cutters in one of the suspects' garages. A half-burned safety vest still had the fake logo of their company. One of the cranes they used had GPS tracking, and it led investigators straight to a field near the riverbank. They had even marked the bridge on their work logs, calling it Structure A47. Inside one suspect's home, police found sketches of the bridge and a notebook titled Materials Pricing. One section listed expected profits by weight. It wasn't just a job, it was a project plan. What investigators later uncovered was how surprisingly advanced the operation's logistics had been. The thieves had mapped out a 3-night schedule broken into phases: torch cutting, hauling, and concealment. Each night, they removed 15 to 20 segments weighing between 300 to 600 kilograms. The parts were then loaded onto flatbed trucks that had been fitted with temporary plates and covered using tarpaulin and forged Municipal Repair Crew logos. The cutting process itself had been optimized. One man handled torch work while another applied a fire blanket immediately behind the cut to reduce sparks and visibility. They had also cleared a hidden side path off the main road, brushing aside branches and softening the soil with water to reduce dust clouds. This allowed trucks to exit quietly and avoid populated routes. The timing of the theft also coincided with a regional holiday week, when inspection staff and municipal workers were off-duty. On paper, their forged work order cited an unauthorized load-bearing analysis, a term so obscure that few would question it. These added layers of deception revealed that the bridge theft wasn't just bold, it was meticulously choreographed. 3 men were arrested, all confessed. Their explanation? "We thought no one needed it." In court, they were charged with property theft and fraud. The scrapyard was cleared of wrongdoing. The judge called the crime absurdly ambitious. Locals demanded to know how something this large could disappear under the nose of authorities. One investigator said, "This is not a bicycle, it's a bridge." Russian media had a field day. Headlines read, "Bridge to nowhere, literally," and "Metal thieves go big." The story made international headlines. Late-night hosts joked about it. Memes exploded on Russian social media. One meme showed a UFO beaming up a bridge with the caption, "Even aliens want Soviet steel." After the incident, Russia's infrastructure authorities began auditing old bridges across the region. Several were found to be in poor condition and lacking security. Some were missing bolts. Others had signs of illegal dismantling. Officials installed security cameras at dozens of rural bridges. Some cities even began tagging bridge parts with QR codes and steel engravings, making it easier to trace stolen materials. As for the Sosnovka Bridge, it was never replaced. Just gone. To this day, there's still an awkward footpath with a warning sign where the bridge once stood, "Crossing prohibited." The case became a punchline in Russian media, a symbol of how strange and bold metal theft had become, and an inside joke among engineers. Lock up your bridges. In one engineering university, students reportedly made a short film recreating the heist, using Lego. Their professor called it creative and mildly concerning. They didn't use guns, they didn't use explosives, they didn't even break a sweat. They just wore safety vests, showed up with paperwork, and stole a bridge. It wasn't high speed, it wasn't violent, but it was one of the boldest and weirdest thefts in modern history. Real crime, real consequences, and a reminder, if something looks official, maybe ask twice. Because sometimes the guys taking your bridge aren't workers, they're thieves, with a really good plan and a blowtorch, and they almost pulled it off.
until a rusty beam raised one big, steel red flag.